How great is it when listeners thank you for helping them get through their own lockdown woes? Are you finding more time to focus on your podcast now that you're stuck at home? And how has your audience responded to your format changes? Hello and welcome to another Podcast Pontifications with me, Evo Terra. May you podcast in interesting times, said no one ever. Yet, here we are, making our way through it. So to help you gain some perspective in how this lockdown is impacting you, once again, being Thursday, I'm bringing on 3 other podcasters to share their short stories with you of how they're being impacted. I think you're going to like this. We're going to hear in a moment from Robert Crandall from the Short Stories podcast. He's got a great heartfelt pandemic story given to him as a review by a listener. How fantastic is that? And also, I'm going to butcher this name, but Rodilson Silva, oh my God, so terrible. Rod Silva, I'm just going to do it the American way, buddy, from Brazil. He's the host of the GuiaKast and RSS news. He's going to talk about how he's been enjoying more time at home that lets him focus in on his show more, and also thinking about how this will impact what he talks about in the future, which is cool. And then finally, Mark Goldman from Where Accountants Go will talk about his recent changes to his episode formats and how they have been received by his listeners. From the ShEvo Studios sides of things here at Simpler Media, we continue to be okay. I'm happy to report. I'm really excited because this week I actually had some in-person time, like human-to-human contact with another podcaster. Carrie from the Vocal Fries podcast and I live near each other, and we just happened to be out for a walk in our largely abandoned neighborhood here in Central Phoenix. And we ran into each other. I was with my wife, Sheila. She was with her husband, Chris. And we saw each other. And so we waved and hi and pulled the masks down. And from a good 10, 15 feet away, we had a conversation and just, caught up. So that was very nice. Man, you forget how nice it is, human interaction, when you haven't had it for a long time. And tomorrow, I'm meeting ex-UK and current AZ podcaster Sam Walker for coffee. I know that sounds like a weird thing, but some of the little coffee shops are still open for drive-through service, and I've been trying to patronize the local ones to, I like to support the local economy and keep things going as much as I can. So she and I are going to meet to exchange beets and shower cleaners, because I've got beets that I don't like, and she has a shower cleaner she can't use. We're going to meet to do that swap, but we're going to do it at this coffee shop, and we'll stay in our cars, parked near each other, but not so near each other that we, spray droplets on one another. So it will be a wonderful week of me getting to know people. So I'm excited about this. All right, let me play these clips for you, and I'll come right back to finish things up.
Hello, Evo. This is Robert Crandall from the Short Stories podcast. I noticed I read somewhere that fiction is up 19%. Maybe so because my March had a nice gain over February in downloads for me. So maybe people are listening to storytelling to get things off their mind for a while. But the other day I got this from a listener, and I want to share this with you. It's short. It just says, "Hello, Robert. I recently discovered your podcast on Spotify while I was attempting to do a road trip vacation. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic interrupted all those plans. Listening to your podcast not only seemed appropriate at the time, a lot of ghost towns, but gave me a great comfort to hear a calm, steady voice reading some new macabre stories while we drove home. I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for all your hard work on this podcast. It has brought me unbelievable joy, and I'm sorry I didn't find it sooner. Please stay well and keep up the wonderful work. Aaron from Knoxville, Tennessee." Wow. That blew me away because it gives me great confidence because I'm in a genre where there's other people doing what I do and very well. So, I got to be at the top of my game every time out. So anyway, I'm not really changing anything. Just trying to provide an escape for people to get through this pandemic. And so anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with things. And thanks for letting me be on the show. And keep up the good work. Talk to you later.
Hello, Evo! Cheers from Brazil! My name is Rodilson Silva, and I currently have 2 podcasts in progress. The first one is called RSS News. It's a weekly summary from what is happening in the podcast industry, news, reports, main trends, and strategy in just few minutes. It's pretty much like the pod news from Brazil. The second one is called GuiaKast, where I talk about logistics and supply chain twice a week, and it's associated with my area of expertise. As a worker podcaster, try to survive in this isolation. Until now, for me, it has not been difficult since I'm already the kind of guy who likes to be at home, work at home. In fact, I'm doing much more now than ever before related with my job and my other projects. I am on a regular job from 9 to 6, and the home office allows me to do more podcasting activities, interviews, and especially spend more time with my family, with my kids, study, and do some homework. So for me, it's been quite good. I know that not everyone is dealing the same way, but in my case, I'm seeing the good side, the family side, the podcaster side. So once this is over, I can return to my regular activity, even more strengthened as people, as a professional, and as a podcaster, because for me, the future of work will be at home. That's my point of view. I hope you like it. I'm Rodilson Silva, huge fan of podcast pontification. Cheers from Brazil.
Hello, Evo. My name's Mark Goldman, and I am the host of Where Accountants Go, the Accounting Careers podcast. I have a mixed experience at this point. We're seeing downloads down, and I'm seeing downloads up. And basically, to explain that, I think the lack of commuting is affecting the downloads, and consequently, I'm seeing it down about 50%. However, I told you this was a mixed bag, and this is one of the reasons I decided to record this response. I've taken the opportunity to add episodes, different episodes actually, to my show. So I have the standard weekly show that is long format. However, I'm adding shows that are similar in length to yours. All of mine right now are about 5 minutes long, and I call them mini episodes, and I'm taking the opportunity to address accounting career issues that I'm seeing in the marketplace right now, so that people get a little daily hope in their podcast app, a little daily hope about the accounting careers market. And consequently, because of that, my overall downloads are actually up by about 50% on a weekly basis. So that's pretty cool. My per show downloads are down, but I'm adding enough in between content that my overall episode downloads are up quite a bit. So I hope that's helpful. I really do think for all of us podcasters that this is a unique situation, and it's going to provide us some unique opportunities to give extra value to our audience. Thank you very much. Keep doing what you're doing.
Well, I hope you found all of those stories entertaining and exciting. Again, I still want to hear your podcast pandemic story, podcaster, so please record a minute, maybe 2 worth of audio, put the WAV file on Dropbox, and send a link to evo@podcastlaunch.pro, and I'll play it on next Thursday's show. Enjoy Thursday, enjoy your Friday, have a good weekend, and stay safe. I'll see you all on Monday for yet another Podcast Pontifications. Cheers.